In this video, we will create a solar system animation. The tool we are using is Adobe Animate. On this first layer, I will create background. For this, I'm using rectangle tool with dark blue fill. Let's create another layer and call it sun. Before we drag images to the canvas, let's add some frames for the animation. I will add 320 frames. Now let's add image of sun on the sun layer. To save time, I have imported all needed images in the library. Now let us create our first orbit. I will create a new layer for that and use oval tool to create the orbit. I'm using oval with no fill and stroke only. I'm using light gray color for the stroke. I will add little skew to the oval. Now, we will repeat this step to create orbits for all planets. Once we have all the orbits, it is time to add layers for the planets. I will create a new layer and call it Mercury for our first planet. Then add image of Mercury to this layer. I will randomly resize it. I am creating a copy of orbit 1, which I will use as a guide for classic motion to animate the planet rotation. Let's call it orbit 1 path and move it on top of the planet layer. Right-click anywhere on any frame of the Mercury layer and add classic tween. Then right-click on the orbit 1 path layer and choose Guide option. This will make this layer as a guide and it will not appear in the exported video. Move the Mercury layer under the guide layer so that it can adopt that path. Now I will add some 4 keyframes on the guide layer to signpost the direction of the motion. I will add keyframes after every 80 frames. Now, if we run this animation, we can see a seamless motion on the orbit. Let's repeat these steps for all the planets. Okay, this step is done and we can see all the planets moving nicely in their orbits. You will see some parts of this animation are out of the canvas size, which is exactly what I wanted. It can be customized if needed. Now let's make sun visible and check the animation. We can see that the animation for Mercury is not looking natural. It should hide when it goes behind the sun and be visible when it comes in front. To fix this, we will make a copy of the sun layer and put it on the top of all layers. Now, Mercury will hide when it goes behind the sun. However, it will also hide when it comes in front. So, what we will do is to add a blank frame on sun's copy, the top layer, when Mercury appears from behind. Now the animation looks good. Let's test it as a movie. That was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.